Well, tonight marked the first political pundit night in the Twin Tiers, an event that allowed not only political analysts, but also members of the public to voice their questions and ideas regarding this year's presidential race. WENY's Kara Demers was in Elmira earlier this evening during the event. She joins us now in the studio. Kara?
Isabel, those hosting tonight's event say this was first and foremost an opportunity to educate the public about this year's election. Though even more so, the analysts present on the panel told me that they saw this as an opportunity to also get people thinking about the entire political process as a whole.
There's not a whole lot of activity on the presidential level here in New York State, particularly here in the southern tier. We get a little bit of slop over, if you will, from the campaigns in Pennsylvania, but you know, there's nothing going on here, so this will help keep some interest going in the presidential race locally.
The interest in tonight's meeting may be attributed to the undeniable controversy surrounding this year's candidates, something which has certainly become a topic of conversation for each analyst at tonight's panel.
Well, I think this year, nationally, it's going to be a bit different because of the two candidates involved and the flamboyance of one of them in particular. But there's also the possibility that in some states like New York and California, where there's such a big lead for one candidate, that turnout might be depressed a little bit. And hopefully events like this and others will keep turnout up. Democracy doesn't work if people aren't educated about the issues. So it's important to keep that going. I mean, that's an important part of the political process, is for the public to be involved, the public to know what's going on.
It's also an important key in not only getting voters to think about heading to the polls, but actually getting them there.
Not just talking. Talking is the first step. But then the next step is going out of their door and going to the polling place on Election Day.
Now, those running tonight's panel say that although this was the first political pundit, they hope that it will eventually become an annual event. For now, reporting in the studio, Kara Demers, WENY News.